What's going on, boomers and doomers? I'm back and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Boaz and Cisco had gone over their list of top 3 airsoft guns. Boaz with Gasolback pistols and Cisco with the AEGs. I will also be doing AEGs, and don't get me wrong, Cisco's list was really solid. I actually really liked a lot of the picks there. But it did just seem a little too Miracle Whip, a little bit too normie for me. I like something a little bit different, like you guys know. So this is going to be my top 3 affordable airsoft guns, AEGs, that are just a little bit different. The first AEG on my affordable budget airsoft guns list is going to be the Double Bell M16A4. Now, I know I just said I wanted to offer something a little bit different, and yes, this is technically speaking still an AR, but hear me out, let me cook for a little bit. Small guns are all the rage these days, especially when it comes to the AR. Everyone wants that SBR, that super short-barreled AR, and I get it. It makes a lot of sense. And for airsoft, it actually isn't the most impractical thing in the world. Rocking something like a Mark 18 works very well for both indoor and also an outdoor setting. But ask yourself this, when's the last time you saw anybody running a full-length anything, let alone an M16? That's one of the reasons why I picked this bad boy. It's probably the most convenient out of all the options out there on my list. This is still going to be, at the end of the day, an AR, so you will have all the benefits of such. But going into the externals of the Double Bell M16A4, you are getting a full metal construction, which I have to commend Double Bell for doing. They are actually really good about supplying airsoft players with full metal bodied guns for under a $200 budget, which is really, really appreciated. You get the nice classic quad rail on here. Carry handle, don't worry, it's not fixed. You can remove that. There's full Picatinny underneath. And of course, you get the big ol' heckin' chonker of an M16 full stock, which you guys know offers plenty of battery space. So very easily able to fit your favorite brick type in there as well. And like I said, it's a standard AR at the end of the day, standard version 2 gearbox, so you're going to be able to have all the upgrade potential of any other M4 out there on the market. Now, even though Double Bell might be a little bit older of a brand, they have stepped up and offered a few modern features as well, including a functioning bolt catch, which is really, really solid, and a rotary style hop-up chamber. Nice little convenient features that, again, are actually very rare to find in that sub $200 price point. Now, if this were, say, in my collection, what exactly I'd be using this for? This is perfect for someone who loves to do impression kits, someone who loves to do classic loadouts. This screams GWAT, like heavy GWAT days. You know, slap on an ACOG on this, maybe a good old PEC 2, and you're pretty much set and ready to go. Now, in terms of upgrades, pretty much just an upgraded inner barrel bucking setup, maybe focus a little bit on the compression, and that's pretty much about all I would ever realistically want to do with this, because at that point, it's pretty much set and ready to go. Again, externally, it doesn't need much. It already screams exactly the sort of time period that I'm going for. So how much does this bad boy cost? Well, you guys are in luck, because the Double Bell M16A4 currently retails on AirsoftGI.com's website for $169. Nice. That is actually quite the steal for a full metal M16 with the locking bolt catch. It's just a really, really good deal. And again, like I said, this is perfect for someone who wants to do their impression kits. Right now, the sort of like the mainstream sort of retro gun to go with would be the Car 15. And trust me, I have my fair share of those. But in case you were feeling that was just a little bit too overplayed, M16A4, you gotta go with that one.
Dude, you are such a vibe.
Hey man, you're either born with it or you're not.
You're telling me you were this vibed out straight from the womb?
Oh, no, it's autism.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
The next one on my list goes out to everyone crying in the comment section saying the M16 is too long, it's too long. This is going to be the Lancer Tactical Gen 3 Battle X PPK 20 AEG SMG. And my goodness, that is a mouthful. And just a side note, the M16 shot at 330, 340 FPS, so if you're a GigaChad, you'd be bringing that indoors as well. But again, if that's too long for you, something like this might be more your style. Now, first glance, yes, this is going to be a PPK 20 using that Vitiaz style magazine, which I think looks very, very cool. Now, I do love how lightweight this gun feels overall, and I do, of course, this being an SMG, does feel nice and compact. This is going to be not an issue at all running something like this at an indoor field or UCQB arena. Even if you wanted more space, you do actually get the nice folding stock on here as well. Very easy to employ and very easy to put back into place. You do get a full monolithic top rail on here as well. So again, plenty of room for whatever accessories you so choose to put on there. Again, this is going to be a Vitiaz that just feels a little bit nicer. It's a polymer build. It's not going to feel as heavyweight as, say, something like the LCT, but again, it's still going to give you that same really cool, unique styling, but in a more affordable package. And inside, it's actually no slouch either. This bad boy is going to be rocking a standard version 3 gearbox, which we all know is going to be the second most common gearbox, which you can upgrade. The upgrade potential for this alone is actually pretty dang high. But not only that, it is going to feature a brand new and improved hop-up system in addition to a programmable ECU in here as well. Again, it already covers quite a bit of things in terms of upgrades that you would want to spend aftermarket anyway, already included out the box. So very convenient. Again, if you're gonna rock with an SMG, might as well go something a little bit different like a PPK-20. And for anyone that wants to do more of those sort of impression kits, hey, Eastern Bloc kits are all the rage these days, and this will find itself right at home with that group as well. Some of the standout features that I've come to really appreciate with the PPK-20 has got to be the ambidextrous selector. Again, there's a right way to shoot guns and then there's a wrong way. But for everyone that is cursed with being left-handed, you know what? At least this gun is very forgiving. It's going to be very easy to select which fire mode you want to go into. I like that this actually does have a little bit of M-lock on the handguard itself. You guys know me, I am a little bit of a FUD, so Picatinny will always be my favorite rail system. However, it is nice to have this sort of more sleeker M-lock segments on here. Again, just to kind of slim out the handguard overall. I feel like if it were Picatinny all throughout, it would just be a little too bulky for the overall aesthetic of this gun as well. And the fact that this is actually full polymer is a bonus in my opinion. Now, I get it, when it comes to Eastern style guns, a lot of times it was either the really crappy plastic options or you pay up the wazoo for a full metal build. So it's nice that a polymer option is here as well. And again, it being polymer means it's that much more lightweight. And if you're an extra GigaChat, you're going to be dual wielding both these bad boys because these weigh almost nothing while still being incredibly durable. That brings us to the price of this bad boy. Right now on AirsoftGI.com's website, you can get the Lancer Tactical Battle X Gen 3 PPK-20 AEG SMG for $219. Honestly, that is right where this needs to be. That is the appropriate and very competitive price point for a Vitiaz style airsoft guns, right? And this being a polymer actually works out very well to its benefit. Again, the only other Vitiaz options that you can really get in the market, say something like from LCT or Arcturus, they are going to cost quite a pretty penny. So the fact that you can get something a little bit more competitive in price point and still feature some really good internals is actually really nice to know. In regards to the internals itself, this being part of the Battle X series from Lancer Tactical, it does appear that Lancer is using the Battle X name to sort of bring in or introduce different models or reintroduce different platforms into the airsoft scene that again are going to be a breakaway from your traditional M4 AR-15 style guns, but still offer some modern internals, something of a little bit higher quality, something that's still going to be competitive out on the airsoft field. And of course, the PPK-20 being part of that line makes it that much more alluring of an item. That brings us to the final AEG on our list, and one of my personal favorite platforms of all time is the classic Army G3 SG1 AEG. Now, you guys should be very familiar with this platform, as I have talked about this before previously on my top 3 battle rifles video, which if you haven't checked it out, make sure to go ahead and check that out as well. I'm very proud of that video. Did someone say battle rifle? But the G3 is just iconic. And even in the airsoft realm in the early days, you actually used to see quite a bit of G3s into the mid to late 2000s. They were everywhere. Every single company was making one at some point. And this is going to be the perfect option whether you're trying to cosplay as some Irish freedom fighter or other militiamen out there. Again, these are still very much in use in the real world. So there's plenty of options for impression kits and loadouts that you can do with this. Now, with the classic Army G3 that I have in front of me, you are going to be getting both a combination of metal and polymer in terms of its construction. Metal, of course, being for the body, and of course, you get that polymer handguard and stock on here. Integrated bipod, which, as a battle rifle, this just makes it so much more convenient, especially when you want to lay prone. Again, I don't normally find myself in those positions, but I have seen plenty of people going and really assuming the position and using bipods like this. Again, it just makes it that much more convenient. You get, of course, the traditional sights on here as well. and you get the SG1 style stock, which offers plenty of battery space on here. I'm very glad that this is actually rear wired. I have seen G3s that were front wired. Not my favorite. I'm glad that Classic Army went that route. Now, even though this is an older gun, the upgrade potential for this is still enormous. I mean, the fact that you're still rocking a standard version 3 gearbox makes it so easy to find whatever parts that you need to get this to perform the way you want. Now, for me personally, this is a battle rifle. I keep saying battle rifle, especially at this length. I'm gonna rock it as such. I want to tune the compression. I want to make sure the accuracy and range are all there, so that way when I'm picking off targets at long range, I'm not going to be struggling at all to hit my mark. And of course, you want it to, right? In traditional fashion, you can put a HK style claw mount on here for you to be able to fix whatever sort of optics and other accessories you want in there. But I'll be honest, for me, I'd rock this completely plain. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous as is. I wouldn't change too much about this at all. Less is more when it comes to a classic platform such as this. Now, some of you guys might be asking, Isaias, why do you like the SG1 version compared to all the other G3 variants that exist out there? I don't know, I just think it's cooler. In all seriousness, I just like a lot of the furniture that you get on the SG1 comparatively. I like the upgrade stock with that cheek riser on here. I like the slightly thicker handguard of the SG1. It feels a little bit nicer in the hands compared to the ultra thin ones of previous models. And I also really like the fact that the bipod neatly tucks away without any sort of mess or clutter. It just comes together very, very nicely. And because this is the Classic Army version, you can do the HK slap. All right, hold your horses. I know a lot of you guys got excited at me doing that HK slap, but just hear me out for a second. There's a right way and a wrong way of doing it. Make sure that when you HK slap it, make sure you're also hitting the outer barrel, the top of the receiver group. Again, if you just hit the handle itself, even if this is the Classic Army one, it's a little more durable, you can still easily break it apart. Make sure that you're hitting both simultaneously. It's just a much safer way to do it. And again, you don't want to snap that charging handle off. So that brings us to our final question. How much does it cost? Normally on our website, this G3 would typically retail for about $290, which normally would automatically disqualify it from ever seeing this list. However, at the time of release of this video, right now the Classic Army G3 SG1 AEG is currently on sale for $231, which is nuts. This G3 was the go-to option for many players back in my day. If you wanted a G3 that was not going to feel all crinky, all weak and plasticky, you went with the Classic Army. And the fact that it's still around is just a testament to how popular it really is and how good of an option it can be for you as well. Again, I can't think of a better G3 out there in my personal opinion that I would go with, which is why I actually own one of these as well. And that's why I can strongly recommend it to anyone out there that's looking for something a little bit different, but again, maybe doesn't have the highest budget. Take advantage of that sale. You know, looking at all the options on the list that I provided, I'm not really beating those FUD allegations against me, but you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. For everyone that's going to be complaining right now, asking, where's the high-speed M4s? Where's the SBRs? Where's the polymer Arctures? Trust me, guys, those options are going to be talked about as well, but that's going to be for Cisco and Boaz to be going over. That's their thing, right? They love the modern AR. They love the M4 platform, and that's totally cool if that's your style. But again, that's not everyone. I want to make sure that people who like more unique options, people who have a little bit more of an eclectic taste, aren't completely ignored either. And for anyone that is looking to get into Airsoft, but have something a little bit different from the norm, I feel like this list offers a pretty good amount of options for you. I personally would be very happy with any one of these. And even so, I own one of these options as well. Thank you guys for checking out this episode. We're starting off with something not too crazy with the M16, then going down that rabbit hole of just complete weirdness and unique items, things that you don't really see too often on the Airsoft field. For me personally, if I had to pick between all three, I guess it would have to be the G3 would be my favorite just because I like the unique battle rifle aesthetic. Someone keeps saying battle rifle. You just don't see these too often on the field anymore. But again, that's just me. Let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite, or was there a model that you think should be on this list that I didn't cover it? You guys want to make sure that you are notified every time we drop new content on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon. If you want to support the channel directly, make sure to go and get all your Airsoft goods, including these three bad boys from airsoftgi.com. Again, my name is Isaias. Take it easy, guys.